This is a 20-minute flow class designed to prep our body for one-leg balance poses such as Warrior 3. We will begin on our backs in constructive rest pose with the knees bent and feet wide, knees falling on each other like a mountaintop. If you have extra time in your day, definitely press pause and hang out here for a little while longer to get settled in. But whether you have 5 minutes to spend here or just this brief opening with me, begin to close the eyes and focus on the steady rise and fall of your breath. Little by little disconnecting from the day, all that has already happened and all that still needs to happen. And for the next 20 minutes, giving yourself this gift. As you're ready, we'll bring the right knee into the chest, wrap your hands around the right hamstring, and take your left leg out onto the mat. Nice and straight there. And then we'll inhale, slowly straighten your right leg, pressing your right hamstring into your hands. And then exhale, slowly rebend that right knee. And then inhale, straighten the leg, press the right heel to the sky, and we'll settle in here. So we're not going necessarily for flexibility or depth. The 90-degree angle is perfect. That right ankle just right above the right hip. And then let's begin to float your left heel off the ground. That's of course optional. You can stay there if you'd like, or take your arms up overhead, letting go of that right thigh, pressing through both heels, energetically long through both legs. And then exhale, let's bend both knees, bring your knees into your chest, reach down, grab onto your shins or your thighs, and let's switch sides. Left knee stays in, hands on hamstring, right leg on the floor, straight if you can. And then we'll inhale and straighten that left leg, pressing the hamstrings into the hand. And then exhale, bend that left knee. And then this time we'll settle into it, straightening that left leg with your inhale. Already start to feel that energetic length through both legs, pressing through both heels. And then if at some point it makes sense for you, we'll begin to float that right heel off the ground. Again, staying there if that's good, or taking your hands up overhead, drawing the belly button down toward the floor, feeling long and supported from your right heel all the way up through the fingertips. And then exhale, bring both knees into your chest, maybe chin to knees, and we'll start to rock up and down the spine, forward and back, any amount, and making our way over into table, however that works best for you. Once you set up into table, we'll start to move through some cat-cow, inhaling into cow and exhaling, rounding the spine into cat. Starting to find your rhythm there, worrying less about the perfection of the shape and more about getting into the back and the spine. Do you have some tension built up anywhere in the back or the shoulders or the neck today? And can this movement get in there and start to break up some of that tension? With your next inhale, let's find table pose, long, flat, supported back. Stretch your right leg back with the toes tucked under and maybe take your left arm forward. You can keep the toes down if you'd like or float that right leg. But just like we were doing on our back, feel energetically long from your right heel through your left fingertips. Support the valley of your low back from your belly. And then slowly let's return that shin and hand down to the ground. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. And then inhale, flat back. Left leg stretches back this time, option for the right arm to reach forward. Start with the toes on the ground, and then if it feels like a smart choice, take that left leg and begin to float it up off the ground. Try to keep those left toes pointing straight down. Notice if you're just hanging in your low back. Try to energize out of your low back, gathering up the belly button, and then bring the shin and the hand down to the floor. Begin to set your hands and your feet for down dog, so tuck your toes under, and then we're going to lift your knees just an inch off the ground. Try to keep your back feeling like table, nice and flat, top of the head lengthening forward, and then with an exhale, take those hips, lift them up and back, settling into your downward facing dog. And do whatever movements you need to do here to settle in, to ease your body into the shape. And then inhale, roll forward to plank pose. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. A couple times there, rolling with your breath forward into plank as you inhale, back into down dog as you exhale. And then we'll little by little start to walk the feet forward toward the hands. You could take one big step, but you could also take a bunch of little steps and just savor the process of meandering your way to the top of your mat. Once you're there, inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, bend the elbows and fold forward. Inhale one more time, press the shins or the ground away, halfway lift, long, long spine, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, let's rise to stand, reaching toward the ceiling, and exhale, hands down into your heart. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, fold forward, moving into some sun salutations. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold, and let's step your left leg back, setting into a lunge here for crescent pose. And we'll slowly float your fingertips off the ground, keeping your body leaning forward. Maybe take the hands and reach them forward. And then slowly lift up until your shoulders and your hands are over your hips. And then exhale, hands to the ground. And let's step it back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot to the sky, attempting to keep those hips square. And then exhale, bring the knee into the chest, round your spine. And then inhale, take it up and back, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, kick it up and back. Once again, we'll bring that knee forward, but this time we'll step the foot between our hands. Set your legs for crescent and then lift the fingertips just barely off the ground. As it makes sense, or if it makes sense, take those arms forward, keep the lean, and then inhale, slowly rise, shoulders over hips. Exhale, hands to the floor. Look forward, and let's step that right foot to meet the left. Halfway lift, top of the mat, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, rise to chair, and then slowly rise all the way up to Tadasana, and bring your hands down into your heart. Other side. Inhale, hands reach skyward, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, right leg steps back this time. Set the legs, engage the belly, float those fingers, maybe take the arms forward, and then a very slow inhale to come on up, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, step back plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts with your inhale. Exhale, bring the knee into the heart, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, foot to the sky. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, kick it back. And this time we'll step the foot between your hands. Same exact work here. Feel that line of energy from your back heel through the top of your head. Float the fingers off the ground, then take the arms forward and slowly rise up, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the floor. Look forward, step forward, halfway lift, top of the mat. Exhale, bowing forward. Bend your knees, rise to chair pose. Inhale, begin to straighten the legs, and then exhale, sink right back into chair pose. Start to shift your weight into your right foot. Lift that left foot, slowly fly it back, bending your right knee and landing in crescent pose. Hands to the sky. And then keep your legs as they are. Fold forward, let your hands reach maybe down, maybe back. And then inhale, hands right on back up to the sky, shoulders over hips. Exhale, hands to the floor in front of you. Let's come onto that right foot, left foot lift, standing leg lift. And then slowly rebend that right knee. Weight shifts into the heel and land gracefully or not so gracefully back into crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the ground. Now let's keep that left hand grounded. Take your right hand, reach it up toward the sky for a twist. And then exhale, hand comes back down to the floor. Push the ground away and step back, plank pose. Always the option to skip the vinyasa or rolling through chaturanga on the exhale, back bend on the inhale, and then downward facing dog. Couple breaths to settle in here. And then when you're ready, we'll prepare to jump or step to the top of the mat. Exhale, move your way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Bend your knees, rise up, chair pose. Weight shifts into that left foot. Right foot comes into the backside. Slowly start to stretch that right leg behind you. Hands reach back, land in crescent. Sweep your hands to the sky. Keep your legs as they are. Fold forward, hands reach down and back. And then inhale, rise up, crescent pose. As you exhale this time, we'll reach forward. Let those hands come to the ground in front of you. Step into that left foot, right leg lifts. And then bend that left knee slowly. Defy gravity as you step that right foot back down to the ground. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right hand stays grounded. Left hand to the sky for a twist. Full breath here. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Press the ground away, step to plank, and your choice, vinyasa or no vinyasa, will meet up in downward facing dog. Inhale, prepare to move to the top of the mat. And then exhale, jump or step, feet to hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, chair pose. Settling in here for a few breaths and everyone's favorite pose. You can sit as deeply or not as deeply as you would like. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and let's step that left leg back and then the right, stepping to plank, lowering chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. From your down dog, we'll inhale, right foot to the sky, look forward, keep your arms straight, put a little bend in that left knee, and then attempt to take a little hop. It might come a half inch off the ground. You might come toward handstand. Doesn't matter, just hop, play a little bit, see what happens. And then however in that hopping or not hopping you want, bring your right foot forward and rise up, crescent pose. Exhale, hands come down to the floor in front of you, standing leg lift again, left leg flies. This time, starting to find length from the heel to the top of the head, and maybe you float one hand to your heart, maybe both hands, sneaky entrance into warrior three. You could keep hands at heart, you could keep them on the ground. You could fly them back behind you, or even reach them out in front of you. Supporting the back, and slowly bend that front knee, drop the foot down, and open it up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, left hand down the back leg. And then let's windmill hands around your front foot. Come onto the ball of your back foot, square your hips. Again, left hand stays down, right hand twist to the sky, and you have the option this time to stay there or to bring that right foot around for side plank. Any variation that you'd like. Nice steady breath. And then when you're ready, come back to plank, vinyasa or no vinyasa. We'll meet up in downward facing dog. Same thing, other side, left foot rises to the sky. Look forward, bend that right knee, keep the arms straight. One or mini hops, little hops or big hops. You could skip the hops completely. And then whenever you're ready, however it works for you, we'll bring that left foot forward between the hands, bending that left knee and rising up, crescent pose. Slowly bring your hands to the ground in front of you. Rise up onto that left leg. Standing leg lift. Again, 90 degrees is really great in the hips if you can. Doesn't need to be more. And then slowly bring one or both hands up to your heart. Maybe the hands fly back. Maybe they stay on the ground. Any option for warrior three here that feels nice. Just make sure that whatever you choose, you feel really strong. Feel supported. And then slowly step it back into warrior two. So take that slow transition, crescent to drop the back heel and then open it up. Drop the back hand down the leg, reverse your warrior. And then windmill your hands down. Square the hips, lift onto the ball of the back foot, and we'll find that twist. So right hand down, left hand up. You can stay there or transition to side plank in a way that works for you. And then slowly back to plank. And again, vinyasa any way you'd like. Slowly begin to lower your knees down to the floor. Set the knees hip width apart, shins hip width apart, and let's rise up for camel pose. So we're going to bring your hands to the low back to start. Long low back. The back bend here happens not in the low back, but in that upper back. So shoulder blades drawing forward into the chest, shoulder heads broadening. Hands can work their way further down the legs if you'd like, maybe to the back of the thighs, maybe to heels. If you have blocks, you could also put blocks by your legs. Checking in as you breathe here with the line of your spine. And can it feel uninterrupted from the tailbone all the way through the back of the neck? Staying as long as you'd like here, and then on an exhale, slowly lifting up and sitting back on the heels. Taking a breath or 2 or 5 to enjoy the sensations that your back bend creates. And then slowly let's press back into downward facing dog when you're ready. Let the head hang nice and heavy. And then we'll bring that right foot forward for pigeon pose. So right knee toward right wrist, right ankle crossing over toward the left wrist. That foot can be fairly tucked in toward the body, or you could be working that right shin toward parallel. And then any variation that you like here. You could stay upright, you could fold forward, you could do back bends here. I chose to fold forward and relax. Wherever you choose to be, fill the shape with breath. And fill the shape with focus and intention. Stay longer if you'd like or have more time. If you're trying to keep this at 20 minutes, slowly press back to down dog. Maybe take a vinyasa if you'd like, and then we'll switch sides. Left leg forward for pigeon pose. Give this side its own time, its own attention. Set it up. Decide what you need on this side and settle in right back into that rhythm of your breath. When you're ready to rise, slowly press the ground away. Take yourself back to down dog once again. Any last movement you need here before you come on down to your back, and then slowly make your way down onto your back. From here, we're setting up for a supine twist. So we'll take the arms into a T, knees to the right to start. I don't care which version of a twist you take. Here in the video, I'm taking a stacked leg twist with the knees kept in pretty close to the body. But there's lots of options. Just twist it out a little bit. Whichever twist you choose, make sure to breathe deeply into your belly. Really feel that expansion as you inhale. Really gentle contraction as you exhale. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly switch sides. Knees to the left. Slowly bring everything back to center. Get yourself comfortable on your mat, positioned in a way where the body won't be a distraction here for a little bit. And we'll settle ourselves into shavasana. This video is going to end here shortly, but I encourage you, especially if you don't think you have time, to give yourself some extra time here, at least a couple minutes after the video ends, to enjoy some stillness, some release and relaxation. And I thank you for taking this time for yourself today and for practicing with me. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.